on, Kyle Henderson. Bama football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys being here. Feeling amazing and feeling a lot of gratitude this morning going into this Wednesday. I hope that my energy spills into you, and I appreciate you guys being here for my Wednesday segment today. You got SEC Media Days. It finally kicks off, and it doesn't stop. It doesn't start until you get Coach Kalen DeBoer in Alabama football at the podium. The nice thing has been the fact that, hey, Snowman, I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much. Think about becoming a member of the Thunder Club right here on Bama Football on YouTube. It's called The Undefeated, $2.99 to support the product. I'm a content creator. I'm month-to-month guy trying to get by like everybody else, man. I appreciate the support. What's been nice about this SEC Media Days is the fact that Coach Saban has been there since the start of it, right? And the funny things that happen to Coach Saban, I was going to miss him at the podium, but I love him like up on SEC. I still feel comfortable with him there, okay? So it's funny that he went down on Monday when it all started, and someone turned him away for the media pass. But did you read the backstory? I think AL.com might have wrote it. So he gets turned away at SEC Media Days because he forgets his credential. So he has to go back up to his room. But before that, right, and get the pass. But before that, they gave him the wrong room. So he went and he knocked on the door, and it was a reporter who answered the door. So, man, that is some hilarious things going on to Coach Saban. He's had some amazing sound bites. He's such a class act. He's articulate. He's intelligent. And I found it was funny. Kirby Smart talking yesterday. He's like, I feel like now talking about my own team, I'm talking kind of like giving my game plan to Darth Vader, right? Hey, Chris, it's your birthday, man. All right, everybody tell Chris from New Jersey happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Chris. Happy birthday to you, man. Many more to you. If you have a birthday, tell me so I can hype you up, okay? Chris, this is from the bottom of my heart, man. I hope that you take time to enjoy your family today. I hope that you take time to give gratitude for the things that are going well in your life. I know that you've probably had adversity in your life. I know that there's probably been suffering in your life. That's okay. That's part of this great journey that we call life. So take time to enjoy yourself, but enjoy the people that are in your corner. Your wife, your kids, your family. Call your mom, call up an old friend, and, not to be like, hey, don't forget my birthday, but to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? So happy birthday, man. I hope that you have an amazing day. I hope you have some terrific food, and all the love to you right here from Bama Football on YouTube. Kyle Anderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. So today, what you are watching, okay, is at 10 a.m. Central Time. I think that's at Central Time. Coach Kalen DeBoer will hit the podium. So if you want to watch him on the main stage, there's two stages how this works, okay? So the main stage will be on SEC Network. So if you want to watch the live press conference, go on over to SEC Network, and you can watch Coach Kalen DeBoer at 10 a.m., and then they will move him into a secondary room where he will talk to the media and answer a couple more questions. The thing about Coach Kalen DeBoer, what I'm looking for today, and there's going to be some other players as well, and I'll talk about that in just a second. What are you watching from Coach Kalen DeBoer today? Because honestly, I have never seen a coach do more interviews than Coach Kalen DeBoer. Like, what else could he say? I'm going to miss in terms of Coach Saban because he has the jokes, he has the wisdom. I think Coach Kalen DeBoer is a nice guy, but in my opinion, I want to see a little bit more personality from him, and that's just me. But right now, I think it's kind of like things are speaking for himself. Look what he's doing recruiting wise. Look at how the players have continued to support him. Look at the staff he has built, right? If I have a question for him, I'm asking about the importance of Courtney Morgan and how, he has helped expedite this roster and help with his recruiting efforts. I'm asking him about some of his coaches that he surrounded himself with, because, man, this coaching staff is off to one hell of a start. Jarvis, I appreciate you, man. You wanted that to be the outro as well. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, and it seems like he's all business, but I think it's kind of like some people just let things speak for itself. And, look at recruiting. Look at what he did in the transfer portal. Let me ask you this, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, How well do you think that Coach Kalen DeBoer did during the transfer portal in terms of piecing guys together in the transfer portal? All right, let's start there. I'm going to say 10, okay? I'm going to say 10. You look at the additions of being able to get back Caden Proctor, being able to get Graham Nicholson, the Lou Groza Award winner, being able to get Keon Sabb, right? Okay, so 8 to 10 from DC 777. Jarvis is saying 9. Chris is saying 10. Southern Res with me saying 10. All right, so, okay, let's say the average out to like a 9, okay? 8.5, 9. It's very high, okay? Okay, so you look at what he did from the transfer portal. Let me ask you this, too. How has he done recruiting on a scale of 1 to 10? I better see all 10s up in the comment box. So my point is, while he's given a lot of interviews and while he's, hasn't said anything that's too punchy or like soundbitey, hey, this is speaking for itself. And maybe thank you, 10 plus, thank you. All right, see everything. So my point is, if we go off, not these punchy sound bites that are fun to like clip off and stuff like that, he's been a genuine person. He's done what he's needed to do. He won in the transfer portal. He's winning recruiting. All right. So the next thing that you do is you win this locker room one more time going into August, and then you go into this first game against Western Kentucky, and you don't do what I did playing NCAA football, the video game, okay, and get into a shootout. All right. You drop the hammer. That game is hard. All right, we're going to talk about the game. If you've been following me in the evenings, in the afternoons, I've been streaming the game. I'm trying to get through the first dynasty before I go out of town on Sunday. Man, it has been heart pounding. Okay, these games are exhilarating. Okay, so if you want to watch in the background or just tune in the fourth quarter, it seems like that's where all the fun is, back in the fourth quarter. All right, Kalen DeBoer. My point is, he's done what he's needed to do. The second press conference I will upload to the YouTube channel. So you'll have multiple press conferences today, and I'll upload those to the YouTube channel as fast as I can. So that secondary press conference, I'll upload that more than likely, and usually those run like 13 to 15 minutes. So be notified, and I'll drop that, and hopefully I could have that uploaded to the channel between like 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. today. That is like my focus. Along with Coach Kalen DeBoer, and thank you for those of you that have just joining me, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube, talking about what's to come today. It's Alabama at the podium. You have Kalen DeBoer. You also have Jalen Milroe. You have Malachi Moore, and you have Tyler Booker. 3 players that really exemplify leadership and what it means to be a member of the Crimson Tide. 3 guys under Coach Saban's ecosystem. 3 guys that are giving back to the community. 3 guys that will be in the NFL, right? You look to Caden Proctor. You look to Tyler Booker. You look to Parker Brailsford. You look to Jaden Roberts. That offensive line is going to be monumental. Now, I don't know who's going to be the right tackle, but when you have anchors like Tyler Booker, and you'll hear from him today, and I know he did some amazing interviews last year with the Next Round, who, by the way, does an amazing job. That guy is NFL bound. I am so glad he's coming back. In my opinion, I think that Tyler Booker, this is my opinion, I feel that he is the best guard in the country, and I don't think Jaden Roberts is too far behind him. So you'll hear from Tyler Booker today. Great leader. Malachi Moore out of Birmingham. The guy is absolute stellar. He will be at the podium as well. And then you have Jalen Milroe. I mean, I think he's going to lead this team as far as he can go. I feel that Alabama wins the national championship this year. I feel that Alabama makes a run for another Heisman with Jalen. I mean, if you're a betting man out there, what's up, Patriot Life? I see you inside the comment box. Max Tooney, what's going on? Roll Tide Problems, what's up, man? I'm going to talk about AK Deer in just a minute. But that's what you are watching today is Alabama at the podium. We'll clip it, we'll soundbite it, we'll dive into it, and you can catch those press conferences right here on Bama Football on YouTube. But if you want to watch the main one of him in the main room, that'll be on the SEC network here starting at I would turn on the TV between 9:30 and 10 a.m. When they have that. All right. Roll Tide props. Before I get going, I think you're right. Jalen Milroe, what he does for this team, he catapults this team not only by talent and what he brings to the field just from his abilities on the football field, but in terms of a leader, right? I like leaders that have to go through adversity. I like when people don't believe in somebody. I like the underdog type stories. There's a lot of people that still don't believe in the kid. That's fine. I've already said that I'm on the Jalen Milroe train. Patriot Life's on the Bama Football on YouTube train with 5 fan funderships. I appreciate you helping us build this great community right here on Bama Football on YouTube. People can say what they want about Jalen Milroe. Go ahead. I think Jalen Milroe has tunnel vision to greatness. I really do. And I think that because of Nick Sheridan and Jamarcus Shepard, those guys getting behind him, and the fact that it's not Bill O'Brien and the fact that it's not Tommy Rees, right? Or me coaching him on NCAA football, right? The guy is going to flourish. He had to shake up. What if your offensive coordinator was Bill O'Brien? What if your offensive coordinator were Tommy Rees? Okay? From what we understand and from what we hear, we understand that he's really flourished under Sheridan's system. Damn, those emojis look good. Ricky Smith, man, I appreciate you. You know, I just have, what type of coffee you guys drinking? I go with the pods. I just do like Folgers. Not like the silk, like the dark roast. I go like with the medium. But I need my coffee hot, like piping hot. All right. AK Deer Watch. I don't know. Ooh, I seen that cafe espresso in there. AK Deer, in terms of recruiting, I don't know what the holdup is. I do feel that he is going to be in this class. I don't like to rush anything. I don't like to rush, meetings, appointments, shows. I don't like to rush people, most importantly, because everybody has their own personal timeline. We, as fans, I think are really excited just because of the continued momentum that we want to see with Alabama recruiting. But I think with a young man, I think it's important that he talks to his people and that he makes the best decision for himself. Whether it's Alabama, whether it's somebody else, I think that it's the most important thing to have him make the best decision for himself going forward. Coach Kalen DeBoer recently talked about NIL, the money that is now being offered to some of these players. And he said that there is not one conversation that he has with players where that money doesn't come up. I'm not saying that's the deal with AK Deer, but I'm saying that's the deal with every single person, right? William, I'm going to hit on that, man. That's a good point. What about Nick Saban calling out the secondary, calling don't get burnt too much this year? Yeah, you're right. I mean, Coach Saban picked Texas and Georgia, and he said that until he sees this secondary, because think about it, there's only one guy from Coach Saban's secondary that's returning. That's Malachi Moore. I guess you could say two, Devontae Smith. I don't know if Devontae Smith's going to start. He starts for me when I play the video game, but, I mean, there's a lot of guys that you brought in. Plus, you lose T-Rob. Plus, Coach Saban was the corners coach. And I think that is kind of some rat poison. But regarding AK Deer, look, I have graphics ready for him to commit. I'm excited to talk about him. His highlights are fire. I think he fits in good. Oh, the Hollywood sign, I still got to work on it. I don't like how it looks just yet, but the Hollywood sign is coming for the emojis. People asking about the Hollywood emojis because Alabama has 6 committed prospects from the state of California. So it's only right that we get a California emoji. Don't worry, it's coming. I do the artwork myself, so I didn't necessarily like the way it looks, but we'll get it posted. It might be the state of California kind of outlined, so it kind of pops a little bit more. I'll keep you posted. Nick Saban had some interesting comments, as always, and this was posted yesterday. I'll go full screen on this. So he talked about Kirby Smart, and he said, Kirby Smart is the best assistant coach we ever had on defense. Seeing the big picture of the game, Sarkisian, probably one of the better coaches on the offensive side, but Lane, all these guys did a great job for us. I appreciate it. I bring this up because Coach Saban, look, who are the 2 teams that Coach Saban picked to win the SEC? He picked Steve Sarkisian and he picked Kirby Smart, right? 2 former coaches, right? And Lane's probably going to be able to have a shot. You look at the front end of their schedule. If things go right for Ole Miss, they're going to win a lot of games. They're going to be there because it's only number 1 and number 2. But think about it. The big 3 in this SEC have coached under Coach Saban, right? I want to ask you and kind of dive into Georgia, right? And I have a graphic here of Georgia. I'm going to come back to another graphic of Coach Saban. But when you're looking at Kirby Smart in Georgia, this team has won, I believe it is their last 29 out of 30 games. Is that correct? Jarvis, maybe look that up for me, man. You're my stats guy. What's up, Charles? I see you inside the comment box, man. Appreciate you being here. Georgia has a really good schedule, a challenging schedule. Much more challenging this year than last year. Last year, man, my goodness, they played. It was such a light schedule. This schedule, I don't know. DC 777. I think this is a tough schedule. You got Clemson in the jump, right? You go to Kentucky, but look at the 3 road games that stand out to me. You go to Alabama, right? You go to Texas. You go to Ole Miss, right? You have Tennessee, UMass, Georgia Tech on the back end. I think it's a challenging schedule for Georgia. I really do. And the thing that I've seen, even playing this video game, making it to 1 or 2 in the SEC championship is going to be an absolute gauntlet. Whoever can survive with playing the depth to be able to get to number 1 and number 2 at the end of the season is going to be super, super impressive. I don't know how many games these guys are going to win, but going to the road against Alabama, Texas, and Ole Miss is going to be ultra challenging. Popcorn going to be ready. This Georgia schedule, I love it, and I'm excited to see these guys play. All right. Coach Saban also had this to say. He was talking. He was talking with Kirby Smart. I'll bring this full screen so you can see it. And he had this quote. Always has these bangers for sound bites, right? Coach Saban said, this was on the SEC Network. It's going to get harder and harder and harder to get guys to not be affected by what other people think, what they read on the internet, and all that kind of stuff. I think the better job that you can do with that and get them to stay focused and what's in front of them, the better chances you're going to have to improve as a team. All right, case in point, okay? Last year, when Alabama lost against Texas, how many people were ready to have Saban fired? That team, because that was such a gut-wrenching loss, it was terrible. This team could have completely folded in. If these players would have believed what people were saying about them, this team would have completely folded, and they might have lost like 3 or 4 games. And I think what Coach Saban is saying, because there's so much outside noise, you could call this YouTube channel outside noise as well if you wanted to listen to it, how we hype people up. Same thing with any other channels or the major channels, right? Todd Tipton say 9:05. 9:05, is that Coach Saban at the podium? So is that Eastern time? Is that 10 a.m.? Thanks, Todd. All right, so Todd is saying 9:05. So that's when Coach Saban hits the podium. So you guys be ready to 9:05 at the main stage. So SEC Network. Thank you, Todd, for the correction. I appreciate it. But the outside noise, I think, is a killer to any single thing. It could be an outside noise to business. For me personally, I'm going to share a personal experience with you guys. Like, if I read all of the negative things that people said personally about me on my YouTube channel, it would definitely affect me. Whether that's, reading the comment box, trolls, things that I've gone through in my life that people talk about, even streaming this silly game, like people come and talk. And if that gets into the mind and if it's living rent-free upstairs, then you're done. So you got to be able to have a mentally callous mind, specifically going into the college football season, because these guys are young. Okay, that's okay. So all right. So update. Okay, write this down. Pause. 9 a.m. Central Time, SEC Network. Coach Kalen DeBoer at the main podium. SEC Network. 9 a.m. Central Time, and you got to have thick skin. And you got to be an adult, and you got to realize that the only things that really matter are the things that people in your corner tell you, right? Your parents, a mentor, your kids. Those are the things that matter. Let those things fester in your mind. Everything else, I'm going to say it, it's bullshit, okay? Don't let that outside noise get into your brain, because when that starts to seep in, you're done, right? They can control you. Somebody else can control your mind with what they said. Don't let them do that, right? Hey, Ricky Smith. So what I will do, the main one, you can watch it, but he goes into a secondary room and then he talks again for 15 minutes with reporters. I will post that. I will post Jalen Milroe. I will post Malachi Moore. I'll post Tyler Booker as soon as I can. I'll make sure that they're all cleaned up, that the audio is good. I'll take my time because you guys deserve a high-level product. So that will be posted as soon as it can. All right, so just kind of have your head on a swivel. Keep checking back. I'll probably tweet it out if you guys follow me. Bama YouTube on Twitter, Mr. Kyle Henderson on Instagram. All right, so Sark After Dark, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Good support. I actually have a lot of fans from Austin, Texas, which is cool. Because we built up, all the hype last year with the game. And then I was featured a couple times on Orange Bloods. So I made some friends in Austin. They come over here. That's why we have the horns down, which, by the way, isn't hit him with the horns down. Could you undefeated hit him with the horns down? Because that's not going to be a penalty, right? Yeah, I told you, because Coach Saban said you're not going to be able to run around and control the SEC. We looked at Georgia's schedule. I wanted to bring this one. Look at the horns down. I think that might be one of my top emojis. I like that one and the Courtney Morgan one. Speaking of Courtney Morgan, we go full screen. He said this yesterday on Tide 100.9. Doing a great job, scooping up all the scoop. We don't turn down good players. If they're a good fit culturally and they're a good fit for the culture of what we're trying to do, and they want to be at Bama, we don't turn down good players. Never worry about that. Should tell you right now to never ask about the numbers again. Don't trip. Like, the numbers will work itself out. There are so many times where Alabama, even like admissions, will get creative on how to get a player here. For example, like some players might not be on full scholarship. They might, come from a wealthy family to where they're, not necessarily on scholarship, but they're still getting full scholarship treatment to make way for somebody else. Remember the blue shirts and the gray shirts? I mean, trust me, if they want you, they will get you. I don't know why some of these guys decommitted recently. I feel, in my opinion, that it's kind of to make way. But then again, I mean, Courtney Morgan just said, if they want you, they want you. So maybe they just found a better fit somewhere else. I don't know. Still waiting on A.K. Deer. Not sure when the top running backs. I think on some sites he's rated as the number one running back in the country. Guy's an absolute monster. You have Caleb Cunningham, the number one player in Mississippi, who just jumped on board. So we're like, what's going on? I can't even imagine if A.K. Deer and Turbo Rogers both sign with Alabama on signing day. People are going to go crazy. Alabama is still number one in the recruiting rankings after landing some major talent. I mean, you look at what happened this last weekend with Ty Haywood and Caleb Cunningham jumping on board. You look at all of the 5-stars. Now, these are different sites, kind of how they're put together, but I'm going with like a consensus 5-star. Michael Carroll, 5-star. Ty Haywood, those are 2 offensive linemen. Dejon Lee out of California. Keelan Russell, the guy who started it all at the quarterback position, completely, absolutely balled out. At the Elite 11, and then Caleb Cunningham, who just jumped on board. I wanted to quickly, actually, before I talk about this beatdown that I gave Tennessee, I wanted to play a real quick part of the press conference of Kirby Smart talking about Coach Saban. This was from yesterday. Thought it was a good opening press conference. In this, it's 3 minutes. Kirby Smart talks about relationship with Nick Saban. Life after Nick Saban. And then he's also going to talk about kind of some off-the-field stuff that has been happening with Georgia in terms of kind of, the speeding and stuff like that. So here's that clip, Kirby Smart yesterday talking as SEC media. It's 3 minutes. I'll be right back. This is not it. This is me beating Tennessee.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. Coach, it's your first year in the SEC without Coach Saban after his retirement. I'm curious about your relationship with Coach Saban. Have you reached out to him much after he's stepped down? And also, does it feel different going into this league this season with a new head coach at Alabama?
No, I have a great relationship with Coach Saban, and as I referenced in the big room, I pay so much respect and so much, just credit to what I learned, because people forget that it wasn't the 9 years at Alabama. It was the 1 year at LSU and the 1 year at the Dolphins. So to have 11 years to work for what is the GOAT. He is the greatest of all time, in my opinion, and it's not really close because of the time in which he did it. It was a lot of, what's the right word? It was a very competitive environment. It was not like a single team dominance, and he dominated for a long time. So we have a great relationship. Obviously, we communicate more now than we did in the past as we were competitors, but there's always been a mutual respect and a lot of appreciation, and probably more now seeing him, at the ESPYs and seeing him on TV and seeing the things he's doing to give back and be the torchbearer. I just have a lot of respect for him.
Left side, third row.
Coach Daryl Dapprich with the Locked On Network. Kind of give us a little insight as to the process on how maybe a homecoming opponent is selected. Obviously, there's been a little bit of a firestorm with Auburn, the deepest, oldest South's rivalry being your homecoming opponent from the Auburn side. Kind of wanted to get a little bit of a peel back the curtain on how that process and how you choose your homecoming opponents.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I don't. I get the schedule just like everybody does. And, I mean, other than, your non-conference games, I mean, you have to go try to schedule those out 10 years in advance, which is an impossible hurdle. But I had no idea that was even the case. So you say peel back the curtain. I have no idea how that's selected or what goes into it.
Right side on the end.
Hey, Coach. Michael Bronner, WNSP in Mobile. The AJC report said that there were 24 driving-related arrests and incidents surrounding Georgia football since that January 2023 tragedy. Why does this keep happening, and what are you specifically doing to address it?
Yeah, I think the number one thing is disappointed. Anytime you have a situation like that, you want your kids, your players, to make better decisions. And I always say you can't be outcome related, and I'm very disappointed in the outcomes, but I am very pleased with our process we've put in terms of education, driver safety, requiring defensive driving, education, talking about it, having leaders stand up and talk about it, bringing speakers in and talk about it, suspending players, dismissing players, which we've done. I don't know to this point any coach in college football that suspended a player for a driving citation. We have. And we've also dismissed players based on driving citations. Nobody's done that. So hopefully they get the idea and the information. But we have a really good locker room, and I feel really good about that. Like, I love the players we have. I love the locker room we have. We have good kids. We got 45 kids yesterday battling breast cancer golf tournament to raise money. So we got kids that go to Camp Sunshine, the entire team. We do a lot of good things, but not representative of what we want when they make mistakes like that.
That was Kirby Smart talking about his team and some of the off-the-field issues that they've continued to encounter. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Before I wrap up my segment, again, 9 a.m. Central Time on SEC Network. You can hear Coach Kalen DeBoer. I'm going to upload the secondary press conference of Coach Kalen DeBoer along with Jalen Milroe, Tyler Booker, Malachi Moore right here on the YouTube channel. Hopefully I should have that up between 9 a.m. and 10:30 Central Time. So stay tuned and watch on that. I've been having fun with it. EA Sports NCAA football is out. Last night I took it to Tennessee. Here's some hilarious clips of me taking down Tennessee. Jarvis has been with me. Here's the gameplay. I'll be back to close it out, but here's some stuff from last night. It was absolutely. I've been having the time of my life. Every single game has come down to the wire, but here's some highlights from last night's game. I was having some absolute fun playing the new game.
Dropping back, it's Milroe. Got his man down the middle.
First down. Oh, come on.
The defense is backed up against the wall.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
First down.
This offense is so close they can almost taste taking a fourth quarter lead, but they don't want to leave too much time on the clock for an answer. Touchdown tie!
Yes.
One will put him up here in the second half.
Oh, my God, man.
The play action fake. Coming after it. And they couldn't hold off the heat.
There's your Heisman favorite right there, Jahad Campbell. he's the favorite to win. If you saw, I didn't even know that, but he has 10 sacks. He's supposed to win the Heisman. He's a monster. And he plays special teams.
And here we go, down to score. They'll go for it on fourth down.
And he plays special teams.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down.
Picked! With Jahad Campbell, your Heisman favorite! Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Come on. Go, Richard Young! Go, Richard Young. Dive into the end zone, boy. Yeah. So if you want to watch the full highlights, I upload them. What I'm doing is I'm playing the season. I'm trying to close it out by Saturday because I'll be leaving town on Sunday. So I'm literally just having fun with it, letting my hair down. But I got real work today as you got Coach Kalen DeBoer up at the podium, 9 a.m. Central Time at SEC Network. And then after that, you have some interviews with Kalen DeBoer, Jalen Milroe, Tyler Booker, Malachi Moore. Fam, I appreciate you guys being a part of this family right here on Bama Football on YouTube, all the way from Max, Jarvis, Ricky, Patriot Life, those who aren't watching right now, Sark After Dark, Chris from New Jersey, happy birthday, Todd Tipton up in the house. Thank you so much, Brandon Wilkins, Road Warrior, Damien, DC 777, Roll Tide Probs, Garrett Clemens. If I did, Metallica's up in here, Southern Red. If I didn't mention you, hold it against my head. Don't hold it against my heart. I love you guys so much. Thank you very much for being a part of my morning segment. I got to get cleaned up as, got work here, real life work today, which I'm excited about. I love what I do. And I love that you guys are here. And I love to stream. And I love to be a father. And I love this great life. So a lot of gratitude today. You guys be good people. Have an amazing morning. I'll catch you soon right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Stay tuned because I will upload those press conferences. Nice, clean, packaged, organized right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Love you guys. Thank you very much for joining me for these past 30 minutes. And I'll talk to you soon right here on